Welcome back, here we are again with another video on AMC, because today has been quite important for AMC, but as you guys will know, every day is quite important, but on the other hand, every day is not that important in the same way. I know it sounds like a completely contradictory statement, but let me just explain what I mean in this video. We have seen AMC being down by about $1.54 today, and again, that may sound like a large amount, and it kind of is in the grand scheme of things, but obviously the main thing which I'm trying to emphasize in this video is that shorts have not covered. Anyway, we're going to have a look at how the stock price has been moving, and then giving some of my thoughts on AMC at the moment. Again, this may be one of a few videos tonight on AMC, depending on what we do cover in this one, because there is actually a lot to talk about, especially ending off this week. So if you may enjoy it, make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe, as we talk about AMC pretty much every single day. It would be appreciated if you could subscribe and share this video with friends. Also, join us on Twitter at N2SFinance. I do post about AMC and other stocks all of the time over there, and you can join us on Patreon. Obviously, link to that is in the description as well. Join us on our website called marketsdaily.com, markets-daily.com, where we talk about all different stocks as well. We had a recent article about AMC. You guys seem to love that one. It got loads of views, so thank you so much. We set a new record over there. But yes, this is not financial advice, it is just my personal opinion, but you know what, we are going to jump in, and we're going to start off by looking at the short interest for AMC today. So first things first, 2 hours ago on Twitter from Ronish Capital, I believe that is, we actually do have this post about the short interest for AMC today. It clearly does state an increase in interest, which is still good for us, and it is actually quite significant as well. Why is it significant? Well, it does show that the shorts are still shorting this stock. We can see an estimated short interest of free float being sat at 19.13%. We are seeing return shares at only 945k and borrowed shares all the way up at 1.74 million. And we can see the cost to borrow being about 1.05%, and we can see the average for that being at 3.96, and the cost to borrow average, the minimum being at 1.05 and the average being about 1.9. So we can see the figures there. Clearly, it's still not too bad. It's not too expensive to borrow shares, but they are still shorting because of that, and obviously because they're so strongly in their conviction at the moment. But what we are seeing today is we are seeing a relatively flat day for AMC. I think that is worth noting on multiple different levels, because when people talk about AMC, oftentimes they like to talk about negative things for it and how the share price has been down over the past 5 days, which is completely true. We are definitely going to be finishing this week in the red in my opinion, but I don't think this really matters in the grand scheme, as I mentioned. Firstly, because shorts have not covered, and again, if this is a short squeeze as people are waiting for, we are not going to see a short squeeze until these shorts do start to cover. Now, this could happen tomorrow, well not tomorrow because it's Saturday, but this could happen on Monday, it could happen after hours today, or it could happen next month. I know people do like to bring in numbers, with short squeeze is going to happen today because of this rule, or it's going to happen next week because of that. It could happen next week, it could happen next month, it could happen next year. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme, because when we look at what is on the table and what we could potentially win if this one does see a short squeeze, it definitely would be massive, and I do believe it would be worth waiting for. That is not financial advice, it is just my personal opinion, but that is what I think when we look at AMC. Yes, it's boring, but right now this is just a game to play with people's emotions, I do believe. I think the price is being brought down continuously just to play with our emotions, especially going into the next week. We can see that AMC is in the red for this week. Again, a lot of people are using this as a perfect opportunity to spread FUD, and I can see that potentially scaring a few people out of their positions, and that is what they do intend to do with this spreading of FUD and with the dropping of price. And whilst I think that yesterday's tactic was more of a quick drop in price, bring it down immediately, I think today's tactic is actually a little bit the opposite, where you saw a slow and steady decrease in price to, generally speaking, scare people out of their position over the day, as they have seen AMC do nothing but go down throughout the whole day. But clearly the numbers don't lie. We are definitely seeing some manipulation in my personal opinion. Again, it's not proved, but I believe it could be the case, because when we just see the numbers, the amount of people that are buying compared to the amount of people that are selling, it just does not make sense to me, and that is just my opinion on that. But let's have a look at how AMC price has been moving over the past day. We can see down here that so far we have an RSI figure of 49. The RSI has been quite flat for the majority of the day. We hit highs up here on the RSI for the majority of the day, being at about 68. Yes, we were ever so slightly higher than that earlier in the morning, at about 79, but overall we haven't seen much motion in the RSI. It's been relatively flat. If anything, it's actually been dipping to the oversold side almost down here many a time, so we can see the general trend for the RSI is quite flat. We've seen a moving average figure of 46 and 29, so we are pretty much bang on that right now, which is good, and again that is showing some pretty okay trends for this stock over the past day. Now, when we move out to the past 5 days, again, we can see that downtrend, but obviously the moving average figure for that period is quite similar to where we are right now. It's slightly above where the stock is trading, but not enough to be significant in my opinion. In the past month, we can see that the moving average figure is still sat at 35 and 54, so do remember that, guys. Again, I'm going to speak about this in another video in just a bit, but shorts use this as a tactic. You know, the price has dropped by, what, 10-15% this week. Look at the facts. We are still up over 300%, and that is a big deal to me at least, even if it isn't to the shorts. But let's also have a look at the figures that we are seeing down here. We can see the RSI figure at 48, which is pretty neutral to be honest, and we are seeing that bearish trend starting on the MACD, obviously after the drop in price that we have seen in the past 5 days. But it's not too bad, I do believe, and again, I don't really think that technicals matter with this stock. This is a company where technicals don't really matter, the fundamentals don't really matter either. People are just holding this one because they want to see a stock do a short squeeze and obviously take some benefits from that as well, and also they want to save the company. So technicals, as fun as they are, they don't always matter, and I think this is one of those instances. Now let's have a look at the volume figure that we are seeing for today. Volume for today is set at 54 million. That is abysmally low. So the volume that we usually see is in the hundreds of millions. We saw about a figure of 143 yesterday. We saw about 95 down there, which is quite low. And again, low volume has been a recurring theme for quite a while. But we can see back in the day, you know, just a few weeks ago, we had volume figures of 300 million. We had 243 million. 185 down here, so volume has definitely fallen off a cliff right now, which is okay, but I just think it is something worth noting. So clearly not a lot of volume, but the share price is continuously moving down. And again, one reason in my opinion for the low volume is because people aren't selling, but obviously not a lot of people are buying as well, because whilst people are still adding and it does still attribute to the volume, we are not seeing as much people buying anymore because the price is a little bit more high. So again, the higher the price, kind of the lower volume in my opinion, but I don't think it matters because we are definitely in a prime position to see AMC have a short squeeze very soon. It could happen anytime now, it could happen a while into the future. I do not think it matters because shorts need to cover at some point. Until they do, well, I'm going to still be holding my shares. Tell me your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen you will be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously it is split into multiple sections. Basically at the top we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs and other hot stocks including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well, and we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes and you can see actual contributions from members down here. And again, if you do join us, it is completely free, link is down below. But if you do want to become a Patreon, you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name. So your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that, guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching, see you soon.